Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is I, Roman, and Cameron.
Hi.
Hi, and thanks for coming back for another episode. Let's see. I know that you guys enjoyed our first panel that dropped last week because we had some of the best numbers of so far on YouTube. I mean, other than the Lady Camden interview, which was obviously going to blow the roofs off the charts. This was our second best received YouTube episode. Yeah, Cameron.
Yeah. It was fun to edit and turned out really great. And I'm glad a lot of people watched it.
Yeah, I'm excited. We got a lot of feedback personally, and like just the numbers are really good. It's definitely one of our best weeks, especially like I said, taking into account YouTube. So if you haven't seen it, like I always say, stop listening now and go watch it on YouTube. Links in the last week's show notes. Tonight, everyone, we are dropping something very fucking special, and that's our interview with Erik Thomas, the head of security to the Castro stars, namely moi. If you guys don't know Erik, he's been like doing security for like decades. And then doing security Castro forever. And I thought it'd be really cool to kind of expand the type of people that we interview. There's all types of icons in the San Francisco scene, and Erik, the security guard, is one of them. It was a really cool interview, yeah?
Yeah. This one we did a little while ago, so I'm definitely excited that we are finally
debuting it.
Yeah, people get to hear it.
Yeah, we've been sitting on this one for a while just because it was so good. But yeah, and we can't wait for you to hear the first half. So stay tuned after the news recap. The link for the YouTube will be in the show notes. Also, as a just an FYI, we're going to be taking a week off for vacation the week of June 10th. Cameron will actually be gone for 2 weeks, but we're only going to take 1 week off, and I'll have a surprise guest editor helping me out that week. Next week, we are going to be dropping our next visual panel on being gay, being a go-go in San Francisco. I'm sitting down with 3 of my friends, and we're going to be talking about what it's like to be a go-go god in the city of, what are we the city of? Was San Francisco like city of what? Like fags, but I mean, other than that,
I don't.
Trannies, but other than that,
Brazilians
with white husbands. And with that, thanks again for tuning in and listening. Remember to listen, like, share, and laugh. My IG is WHENNROME on IG. Let's get our mood enhancers, please. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, enhance yourself. And let's get into it, bitches. Happening since we last saw each other. So they picked a new pope. I'm sorry, this happenings is going to be like a lot of bits of news because there's a lot of really random news stories that I didn't think warranted being in like the news stories of the day, but they were just, I want to talk about like a little bit like they picked a new pope. Didn't nobody ask for an American pope? Cameron?
He's from Chicago.
Girl, by way of Peru, like, girl, yeah, woohoo.
I mean, I don't know.
But it still, to me, is like, I won't take a white pope, but I will say that it's not what this moment needed. Like, we didn't need an American pope, and I mean, and I you know what I mean? Because he's not white to Peruvian, but American to me, kind of, I'll put into the white diaspora just because it's not, or I'll put it into the Northern Hemisphere diaspora. And what we really needed in this moment was someone from the Southern Hemisphere. Do you know what I mean? Like they had someone from Ghana, I think it was running, maybe someone from the Philippines. Like we really could have really made a huge statement. They really could have made a huge statement. But I don't know why I'm still looking, why I am still looking to these old ass fucking institutions that have been based on the patriarchy to change at the rate that I want them to fucking change anyway. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just like, we don't need nobody asked for a Northern Hemisphere pope when the Northern Hemisphere is continuing to show us that they can't take care of the globe. Do you know what I mean? They keep fucking it up. So we need to start putting some other Southern Hemisphere motherfuckers in positions of power to start reminding us of the costs of doing business in this country. I mean, this world.
Yeah. I didn't do too much of like looking into the Pope, what's his name? Leo?
Yeah.
But I will say at least it did seem like Francis liked him. Like he had
yeah, he's not going to go
high regard for,
yeah, he's not going to go in a complete different direction. But I get what you're saying. I just think that, like, I mean, I expect more of the fucking Pope anyway. Like right now, with the way that like, it just seems like the world is getting a little more violent and a little bit more darker. We need people like clarion calls from the people who are supposed to represent good to do more. Like the Pope should be in Rwanda physically trying to call attention to that genocide. The Pope should be in Gaza. You know what I mean? I don't like that. I read that the last Pope wanted his Pope mobile to be turned into a mobile hospital for Gaza. Fuck that, bitch. That's not. We need more than that. We need your bitch, the Pope's bitch ass, walking his ass in these streets, bringing attention to these global wars to end them, because we know that it's not enough for him to just fucking write a benediction and sit in his fucking royal palace. Any of them. Like the Pope's not doing enough for me at all. You know what I mean? Fuck like kindness of partying gays. Fuck all that. Get your ass in the streets. Walk your ass in the streets like Jesus actually would, right? And stop these wars or pay attention, bring attention to the wars. You know what I mean? Like whatever. Yeah. Anyway. Did you hear about Kim Kardashian? Oh, she's so annoying. So Kim Kardashian is in this fucking trial about stolen like diamonds or whatever. So yeah, I guess, and I think that I don't need to look too much into the trial. It might be from the time that her diamonds got stolen. Remember, she got robbed or whatever in Paris or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think this is about the diamonds are being stolen, maybe from the stems in that case. Anyway, I know that she testified. She shows up to court like swathed in diamonds. Like, why would you show up to court with hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1,000 worth of diamonds for a court case about diamonds being stolen? Like, it's a security risk. You know what I mean? Like, I know you have guards, but those guards didn't stop you from being robbed. Like, it just seems stupid to show up to court. It's like, it just screams for attention. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're like, girl, what? So dumb. It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, she wore $8 million in jewelry for the Paris robbery trial.
$8 million in jewelry to testify in a trial about being robbed. So you're going to wear millions of dollars of jewelry at a courthouse, and then to get to the courthouse or from the courthouse, you're going to need security just for all this for nothing, just to testify in court when it's not necessary. Like, so it's like it enhances just the risk to everyone in that courtroom to be, you know what I mean? Like, I just, what, bitch? So dumb. Anyway, and speaking of dumb, it's just these things have to be talked about. RFK Jr. went swimming in this creek outside of DC that has been labeled by the EPA to be infected with sewage, and warned for people not to get in. So he gets in with his family and like submerges himself and his family swimming all the way in a sewage infested creek that his own government, that the government that he like works for, literally probably one of his own departments or one of, you know what I mean, one he works closely with, the health secretary, says not to get in.
Good.
Right? I hope they all get sick. I hope every single one of them gets sick. And I mean, there's kids in there, so I hope they don't get too sick. Right? But the family, like the mother and the father, like
at least him.
At least both, the mother and the father. The grown-ups, I hope you get diphtheria. Okay, I went to go see Mamma Mia. Did I talk about the fact that I went to go see Mamma Mia? I don't think I did, right?
No, I don't think so.
I did went to go see Mamma Mia the play, and it was really fucking good. The ABBA songs were amazing. The only thing is that like the play was really, really, really fast, like much more fast paced in the front half than the second half. And I feel like a lot of plays are like that. Like, so I wish that like it was a little bit faster in the second half. Like it was a lot of slow songs, a lot of like, but it didn't drag on as long as some do. Like some Broadway plays, I think they can just cut 15 minutes out of the last half because it's just so long. This one, it did flow with the story, but it was just slower in terms of the song selection. So it was just kind of like, it was so powerful and punchy in the first half, and then the second half, you're like, okay, I'm gonna need some enhancements to get me through it. Okay, let's see. EDC is coming up this weekend. I'm surprised you're not there. Going, Cameron.
No,
how many EDCs have you been to?
Only one.
Oh, okay. So I don't know why in my head you were an EDC girl when you've only been to one. You enjoyed the last EDC.
I did. Yeah, I camped. It was fun.
Would you go again?
I would. I would camp, but I would do the RV, like the RV camping, because the FEMA tents that you...
Oh, not the FEMA tents. Dead.
That's
what they actually put dead in, FEMA tents. Oops.
They are not the moment. With the heat, it was you know, like when you do like a chicken Reynolds wrap with foil. That's what it felt like in the tent.
Yeah, I mean, when I went, when I went one year, and I probably told the story before, like it was like fun. I got a 2-day pass, but I only went one day. It's because it's just like for me, it was fun, but not fun enough to spend the 1.4 hour, 5 hours getting there and the 3 hours getting back. Because I didn't do the RV tent, and it was just like, girl, like so, like I had a great time, but like I don't like festivals that much, and I don't like the people that EDC that much. The festivals, the people who they headline EDC that much to go through that much to get to an event. You know what I mean?
Like some people have have said great experiences of like doing the shuttles or whatnot, but also I've heard the horror stories of the getting like a Lyft or an Uber that's like $150 to get to the raceway and waiting and all that. So it would either be, well, then they got that crazy, like you can get a helicopter.
I saw the helicopters because when you walk by, you can see the helicopter. You walk by the helicopter landing pad.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll see people landing and it's like $5,000.
Like a trip.
Yeah. But like when I went, I literally left. We left at 4:30 because we had heard about getting there. So I was like, it closes at 6. Let's get in line at 4:30. That still didn't help. We still had to wait in line. And the thing is, we weren't even, the problem with it is like there's so much traffic that we weren't even that far back in line, but it took so long for the buses to get. Yeah. I don't think they don't run all night, right? They start coming at a certain time to meet to whatever. And so it took even though we got there for 4:30, it was still like 7 or 8
by the time,
and then the sun was coming up, and so then it just got started to get really, really hot, and that was like, why the fuck did I come at 4:30? Like, fuck, what time do you got to get here for the shuttles to start getting to you? Because it just took so long because the shuttles have to go on the freeway, and they don't have a whole lot of like car park, carpool lanes and shit. Yeah. So it just takes a long time for the shuttles too, and they don't have that many fucking shuttles.
Right. It's
Ugh. Anyway, let's go to party reviews. Come on, party reviews. Okay, just have 2 parties to talk about that I went to this past weekend. We have Triggered at Bo. This party was really cute. This party was cute, like last time. Although I will say that they advertised Juanita Moore DJing on the flyer, but she didn't really go on to like 12:30. So basically, if you wanted to hear her DJ, you really had to wait. Which on a Thursday, I don't really feel like people are going to do that. You know what I mean? It's not kind of what people do on a Thursday night, especially if the crowd is really young. So I don't think a lot of people even knew who Juanita Moore was, especially as a DJ. She's much more known as a drag queen / fundraiser / like thrower of parties.
Like philanthropist and like all that.
Yeah. And so it would be like if she had been DJing all night, so then you could have heard her work as you kind of like walk by Bo or walk into Bo, then I think they would have a better understanding of like, and a better crowd reception for Juanita. But just putting her on at 12:30 means that the people who are out at Bo have to know who she is and be ready and willing to wait till 12:30 and remember, and that's not really what happened. You know what I mean? So it's like there was, the people who just didn't really get it. But it was still a cool night. I liked the party, but it was just like they should have had her probably playing the whole night. You know what I mean? Mm. So you could really get into her because she's a good DJ. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went to Gemini Eve. I haven't been to this party in like a long time, like months, right? Mm-hmm. And I had a lot of fun. Like the music was really good, definitely better than I think it has been. Like I didn't dislike the music before, but it wasn't as danceable. Like this time was really good. I didn't see a whole lot of looks, which I thought Gemini was known for. So they have this thing where you can pay less and come in a look, but I don't even think they really had a theme, or the theme was like two-faced, or I didn't get it. Either way, I didn't see a whole lot of looks, but I did see a lot of cute boys. And it wasn't too crowded, which left room for you to dance, which can be a problem when Eve gets really crowded. So it was a pretty good party. Had fun at Gemini.
So wait, you said they have a ticket option and you can pay less if you wear a look?
Yeah, if you come in a look, then you pay a little bit less, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, it makes sense if their parties have a theme. Like, yeah. Because before it was like a color.
Yeah, so like this green. One, I don't know if what I saw was a theme, but it was just something about duality or whatever, and I don't really get it as a theme, but if I didn't get it, then it's a theme. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
the party was cute. Like there were some cute white boys. Like I would go again. I haven't been in a while, and I like that it wasn't so crowded that I couldn't dance, which can be a problem there.
Yeah.
All right, upcoming events. We've got Toxic at Bo on 5/16, brought to you by 415 Productions. The people who see you Babylon throwing a pop dance house beats party at Bo. Gonna be there. It's got DJ Adrian Orozco. We have Iconique at Bo on 5/17. It's another edition of Iconique, and this is a furry theme. So come on down in your furriest outfit. We have Daytime Realness at El Rio on 5/18. It's another Daytime Realness. So we'll see you there. Circuit Slut Disco at Bo on 5/24. This is a Memorial Day circuit party that's bringing DJ Carol Figueroa. It's a really big Brazilian circuit DJ. She's fucking fierce. So it's also our friend Douglas's birthday party at Bo. So happy birthday, Douglas, and we'll see you there. There's a throwback party, R&B party at Teeth on 525. We talked about how this is a new club. They have the Thursday throwback Thursday night a throwback party monthly that I'm gonna go to. We have Heaven and Halcyon on 525. I haven't been to Heaven in a little bit. This is their Memorial Day party with DJ Iliad Cohen. I'm glad they have another DJ, like a not the normal bullshit. So I'm interested to hear this DJ. So I'll be there. And then we have Roman's Revenge. That's my party. Another edition of Roman's Revenge, an homage to Pride. 4 DJs, 4 different sounds, but all doing their own versions of an homage to Pride. Come on down and help me pick the best homage to Pride. I'll see you there on 5:30. And then last but not least, we have an eruption at Temple on 6-5. So this is the eruption party is a party whose emblem looks like a cum shot, like a splooge. And it's back and it's featuring Cupcake. And which is really funny about this is that anyone who's heard Cupcake's lyrics, like where she has some nasty lyrics, talking about like blowing bubbles with men's cum. And the party theme or the party emblem looks like a cum shot. So, I mean, this seems like a match made in heaven. So yeah, I'm hosting that party. So I will see you there. And with that, and the cum shot, let's take a break. And we are back with world news. French actor Gerard Depardieu convicted of sexual assault and given 18 months suspended sentence. So if you guys don't know who French actor Gerard Depardieu is, just like a quick thing, he's a huge actor in France. He's done like 250 movies. We're talking like Jack Nicholson, you know what I mean? Like, what are the guys from The Godfather? God, just like I'm trying to think of other like really prominent like male like Jack Nicholson. Fuck it, just Jack Nicholson.
Sylvester Stallone.
Still, yeah, like really, just really august. And he's been accused of like 20 different women. And this is like the first of the court cases that are being brought against him.
Okay.
So anyway, French movie star Gerard Depardieu was convicted Tuesday of sexually assaulting 2 women on a set and received an 18-month suspended prison sentence. The 76-year-old actor must also pay the women around 30,000 euros each, and his name is to be listed on the sexual offenders list. The actor was convicted of groping a woman and threatening to rape another woman. Apparently, during the trial, Gerard acted unrepentant and raged on about how he was being misunderstood and that he didn't understand how he could be accused of such things, all the while admitting that he had said obscene things and used vulgar language and gestures, and they had actually grabbed the woman's hips that accused him, but it wasn't sexual. Like, ain't that a bitch? How you gonna admit to grabbing someone's hips, violating them, but then gonna say it wasn't sexual? Like, how you gonna tell them how they supposed to feel about you violating them? Ain't that a fucking bitch?
Yeah.
Like, now this is the kind of news we need. Sorry, I got a little lost. Anyway, apparently, so this is the kind of news we need right now. The holding of a powerful man accountable, or powerful men accountable for the things they did across the world. Like, this news definitely needs to be spread. Although it's crazy how unrepentant, like he's still, like you can tell he just lives in his own little bubble because, it's kind of like a Bill Murray, does these things, doesn't really give a fuck, gets, Bill Murray's like, God gets like movie shoots shut down and shit. So it's good that these kind of people are being held accountable, especially in France. I don't know if you guys have been following it, but France is definitely a lot more backwards than we are, which is saying something when it comes to like holding men accountable for some of the things that they've done. Gerard Depardieu has been accused by 20 women, and they literally had a bunch of like officials, including the president of France at the time, sign a statement in support of him. Like, can you imagine? I mean, I can imagine Trump doing that, but can you imagine the president signing a statement of support for someone who hasn't even been brought to trial yet? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just like a crazy level of masochism and misogyny and shit. And that's what France is. So it's like a really big deal that he was brought. It's also really cool to see how the French courts just continually enact their independence as a branch of government. You know what I mean? How they like with Marine Le Pen, you know what I mean, where they convicted her of, her campaign fraud and all that shit, and they sentenced her regardless of what public opinion and what people thought politically. And I like how they're just like, same thing here, like they went against their president at the time and said, fuck it, this guy did it, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to see the judges be an effective branch of independent government, unlike ours.
Yeah, I think an interesting thing, and this is maybe just a bit of a personal thing. it was a suspended sentence, which I didn't know was a thing that exists. But that like it means he doesn't have to go to prison unless he commits it again. And I guess that's the article says it's a common thing in France. And it's like just thinking about like the judicial system is like, yeah, if there is some type of like penalty, like he has to pay these fines, whatever. It's like thinking about outside of this specific situation, like, yeah, sometimes people like maybe just need to like go through the thing and be like, hey, you did a bad thing, like do this. We don't need to incarcerate everyone for like, you know, everything.
That is fair. Like it's interesting, yeah, right? Like especially because they say they do that for a wide range of crimes. It's like we because like I feel like we incarcerate for a wide range of crimes. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you jaywalk? Jail.
Yeah, it's true. Like it sounds like they're like the conviction is more important than sometimes than the punishment, meaning that like, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to, punitive measures don't have to be incarceration. You know what I mean? It could be like the fact that he's on the fucking sex offender list and all that kind of shit.
Right.
You know
like
what I mean?
You can pay this, you know, pay these people, you know, you are convicted, you're blah blah blah, and then like if you do it again because we now say you can't do this and you've acknowledged this, like we're now going to put you in jail. Like
yeah, go ahead.
No, I just think that like that kind of sounds like a like right way to approach certain types of things.
Better way than we have.
Yeah.
I also like that if you read the article that the judges awarded more money to the women because they were so aggressively interviewed or what is it called? Cross-examined by the defense. Like the defense apparently was so like aggressive in their cross-examination, which is a strategy that was a strategy that happens a lot at these rape or kind of like these kind of trials where the defense tries to like browbeat the women to make them look like hoes and to question blah 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 blah. But I like that once again the court, you know, the judges were like that was so bad that we're going to award you more money, award the women more money. Because imagine like you were living through your trauma and then you have to live through some up to being re-traumatized by another man who's essentially doing it on purpose, right? They're trying to berate you on purpose,
right? And
it sucks that we have to allow that as part of the system. But I like that they acknowledged it, the judges did, and gave them more money.
Yeah.
And with that, let's go to American news. And we're back with American news. So, MAGA turns N-word shouting woman into folk hero and blames Texas stabbing case for outpouring of support. A Minnesota woman who called a 5-year-old child the N-word and then repeated the racial slur multiple times in a viral video while defending her action has raised over $700K as she has become a cultural folk hero to the right. The crowdfunding campaign for Shiloh Hendricks has taken off online after the right viewed it as a form of backlash over the funds raised in support of Carmelo Anthony, a black man who was accused of stabbing to death a white teenager, Austin Metcalf, at a track meet in Texas. The case has drawn conservative attention, especially as Carmelo has raised a lot of money to the tune of $300K for his defense. A lot of MAGA support for her stems from her idea of a fight against white racism as well as an answer to the widely reported fundraising campaigns for people like Carmelo Anthony or who's the guy who shot the United CEO? Luigi Mangione?
Yeah. Luigi Mangione.
So in the video of Shiloh, she talks about how she's unrepentant by calling the boy the N-word because he stole her child's toy, and she continues to say the N-word in the video, saying that if he acts like one, then he is one. Wow. So like I guess there's like a good black person and an N-word is what she's trying to say. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're an N-word, then you're a bad black person. Huh. Interesting. I think it's crazy for parents to go so hard after a child for stealing. First of all, the boy is Somali and it's not even black. He's African. And then it's so crazy for a parent to go so hard for a kid stealing another child's toy. Do you know what I mean? Like that happens when children play. And I feel like you go and talk to the parent and say, hey, you know what I mean? Like, or you talk to the child and say, don't steal my child, you know, don't steal the toy, hand it back. You know what I mean? Like there's ways to do it. Like children play and some children take other children's toys. That happens a lot. And I feel like to the point that you see, like, why did you even if you're so racist, why did you even let your children play with the kid? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand if that's your reaction when that happens and you surely don't like people of color. So why did you even let your child play? Because that just seems like a crazy reaction. And then also it says in the article that the child is autistic. Right, which I don't even know why they brought that up, because it's kind of like just maybe just to say whatever, but it's like I don't care, I don't it's a baby, they're children, so children steal. I guess even to say that like the autistic child might not even get it anymore, even more. But then it's like, okay, well, if the white woman didn't want her child, there's so many reasons why she could have taken or removed her child from the situation. Like if you don't like black people, why put your child in there? If this child is obviously got some mental disabilities, and you feel uncomfortable with it playing with your child because of its behaviors, remove your child. But why are you going off on the boy? Do you know what I mean? Like the child and the mentally deficient child. Like what the fuck is going on?
I mean, all that aside, like there's just still no reason that you should
And the N-word. Like, yeah, all of it. All of it.
Slur to like a child. And then this fucking thing that she's like, I'm asking for your help to assist in protecting my family. I fear we must relocate. Like in this like this fund like crowdfunding.
It just feels fake. Like it feels a setup. You know what I mean? You know how kind of like they did Rosa Parks was like that whole thing was kind of set up where she would sit in the back and it was a planned protest in that idea. Like this feels like a planned viral moment, because it doesn't, like if you're that racist, if the N-word is gonna come out of your mouth, that means you don't really. I just feel like if that's how if that's the pejorative that is in your mind, you don't really like black people. Yeah. You know, so then why are you letting your child play with this black child? Do you know what I mean? Because then it just seems like you're going to overreact and react negatively. And then who goes off on a child to the end where the child's not even going to understand it? Do you know what I mean? And then she keeps using it on the video. So it seems like it, and then she becomes the viral hero that they all know and they all need. It just seems real, just the basicality of it. If you're that racist, you're not going to let your child play. You know what I mean? It seems like if she was that racist, she would have got upset about her having her child even close to them, much less just waiting for something like this to happen just to call a child the N-word. You know what I mean? Like, if you're that, you know what I mean? I just feel like this is like not a setup, but it was kind of like either planned or there was an opportunity to take and to try to make something viral, because it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also like, I don't, you know, the article mentions it, and it's like people just need to, this whole thing of like, I hate this whole stance that people try to take of like, oh, well, if you don't want people to use the word, like black people shouldn't use the N-word. And I'm like, that's really, there's no fucking like structure to that argument. Like that's bullshit. And it yeah.
And then also, it's interesting that like they're trying to combine two different things. Like someone standing up, like the money for this black kid. I haven't read the case, but the money for the black kid, even though he stabbed the white teenager, it's like as if we're money for a murderer, but it's more like the money is for someone who we think is gonna be fucked by the system. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not the same as just giving money to someone who killed a white person. It's right. Giving money to someone so they can get a fair trial, which probably, you know what I mean, or more of a fair trial, or they can get somehow reverse what the system, the institutionalized shit that the system has done.
Right.
But I mean, these people aren't going to get that because that's not what they're being told and that's not how it's being shrouded to them. But it's just like, it's an interesting tit for tat.
And also, like, what does she need? What did it say? $700,000? Like, why does she need $700,000?
Because she's afraid she's going to lose her job. I just think that it's interesting how the right can do things to push the envelope just to see what they can get away with. You know what I mean? Like, is this just like to see if they can now start to fundraise for the white cause? Which is, you know what I mean? It's just it's interesting.
It's like that $700,000 could fix a lot of other shit than other Miss Ma'am at the park.
Right. It can help a lot of N-words. Shit. And let's go to break. And we are back with SF News. First wave of fixes to SF permitting red tape would help bars and nightclubs. So Mayor Daniel Lurie floated the first reforms in his promised overhaul of San Francisco's famously convoluted permitting process on Monday, proposing to cut red tape for bar and nightclub owners looking to extend hours or offer live music. Well, Lurie says he plans to introduce legislation next week that would eliminate the need for planning department approvals for two types of permits: limited live performances and fixed place amplified sound. In addition, businesses will no longer need SF Department of Building Inspection approval for permits for entertainment at extended hours. The changes will shave 30 days from the approval process. The modest changes are part of a Permit SF initiatives from Major Lurie to speed up approval for housing and small businesses and improve permit tracking technology. He also promised to put up a shot clock to limit the amount of time the city can review permits, potentially ending instances where applications languish for months or years. Wow. So although it sounds like these changes are modest in terms of like the overall impact they have on the time it takes for permits to get approved, at this point, any change is better than nothing, right? And it seems like this whole Permit SF initiative is a great program, especially if you can get like things that have been languishing for months or years, you know what I mean? Like eliminate that, any amount of red tape. I mean, my God, like the amount of red tape that we have for the housing process, I think what it was last year, we only built like 8,000 units on a goal of 80,000, you know what I mean? I don't even know how many businesses that were open, but not enough. You know what I mean? We know personally businesses that are languishing and that are, you know, where we've heard that like investors are pulling out because it takes too long and the red tape. We know businesses that have been pushed back for years. We know people who can't find places because they're so expensive. You know what I mean? Like we definitely need this kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, even like this permit SF initiative, like you need permits for everything here. We had to get like when we moved, we had to get a permit for the moving truck for the street. Like it's just permits. So yeah, I mean, also it's like I think the article is mentioning like existing businesses having to submit these permits, and it's like you already approved me for this. I just wanted to go a little lot. Like, right. Why does it take so long to approve something like that?
And then, I mentioned like things being languishing for months or years. Like, what the fuck we like in the state that we are in terms of, especially after COVID, why is that still happening? You know what I mean? And that's why, like, I eventually voted against London Breed because I just felt like we were closed for so long, and then we opened up and there were no real initiatives to help get bars open or real fast tracking and helping to get new ones open. You know what I mean? Which I thought should have been, because I just think in San Francisco, people don't think of nightlife as important. Like the people in nightlife do, but it's not like the culture doesn't. You know what I mean? And so it was just easy for them to just be like, oh, well, the bars are closed, whatever, they'll get over it, da 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 da. And without real initiatives to get us back on track. So at least Daniel Lurie is saying about it and, you know, doing, and these are modest. If he gets it done, that would be great. So it's a good like, it's good that we're going in this direction, and hopefully he can eliminate a lot more red tape, because we also needs to go on and pass something that keeps people from like keeping spaces just like open or not open, closed from, you know what I mean, like the various places that we have closed in the Castro that could be used for businesses, but either companies or rich people just keep them closed, you know what I mean, or empty spaces or vacant. That's fucking annoying. So hopefully he can go after that. But let's go to pop culture news. And we are back with pop culture news. All eyes on Cassie as the prosecution's star witness testifies in Diddy's trial. So yeah, it's a very trial-heavy fucking podcast reporting today. But anyway, Cassie took the stand in the first day of what will most likely be multiple days of testimony in the Diddy trial. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the trial has started if you haven't been paying attention, which is very good. Let's get some justice for these motherfuckers as much as we can. Cassie described Diddy's constant demand for drug-fueled marathon sexual encounters known as freak-offs. She said her stomach churned for the first time he asked her to have sex with another man while he watched. In the years that followed, the freak-offs became a job, and there was no space to do anything else. According to Cassie, they would go from 36 to 72 hours, with the longest lasting 4 fucking days. That's disgusting. Yeah. Can you imagine like 4 days of fucking? I mean, ew. You know what I mean? Like
too much.
Seems way too much, girl. Even voluntary. Who fucks like? I mean, yes, you can fuck four different days, but 4 straight days of constant drug fuel for like no. You know what I mean? Like no. Well, the cruise, and Pride. Oh. But you know what I mean. She said she took drugs like ecstasy to disassociate. Also saying Diddy did seem to become like another person during these events. The prosecution also sent out testimony of a male escort who testified to having sex with Cassie and seeing Diddy beat her. They also had testimony from a previous security guard who testified that Diddy tried to bribe him, and then he saw the aftermath of Diddy's beatings of Cassie. So it seems like the prosecutors are building a pretty good case against Diddy, but they have yet to bring out some of the people who are going to really like be able to stick it to him to prove like the sex trafficking, which is like the federal laws, which is like when he brings prostitutes or flies them across federal boundaries. But yeah. yeah, I mean, it's good to see that like they finally are starting the trial. It sucks. I mean, can you imagine like, you know, the courage it takes for Cassie to have to relive that kind of trauma, to go through it, survive it, and then have to relive it. You know what I mean? Like to just be up there and talk about it and face that little fucking asshole. Do you know what I mean? Like how the courage and the strength that's amazing. Because it's crazy just to hear about it. Imagine living it. You know what I mean? And all the other people who are gonna have to fucking relive the trauma or who are reliving the trauma just to talk about it. But we need it to happen to get people like him thrown away. You know what I mean? Put away.
Yeah.
So
this is going to be a really interesting trial. Yeah.
they were asking like the jurors like, do they know who like Michelle Williams with Destiny's Child is and da 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 da, because I think they're gonna be bringing all these people in to like testify of like what they saw and blah blah blah. So it's probably gonna be, like you said, a very interesting trial. And yeah, Diddy fucking needs to go. But, you know, big ups to the courage to all of the victims, because I mean, just being able to have to talk about that and relive it and have to be cross-examined and shit, like, you know, that takes
I mean,
a lot.
especially because like, again, like other cases, like how long this had gone on, like, you know, this is reliving a lot of like trauma for people. Yeah.
So, and that's it. So, hope you guys enjoyed the news recap. And stay tuned after the break for the first part interview with Erik Thomas, the security guard to the stars. It was so fucking good. I can't wait for y'all to check it out. Check it out on YouTube. Next week we are dropping our live panel on, not live, but our next panel, visual panel on being a go-go NSF. I'm gonna sit down with three of my friends and we discuss what's it like to be a go-go god in the city of, I don't know what the fuck. What are we the city of? The Bridges? Well, not even city of Bridges.
Well,
that's you Philadelphia.
I'll try and figure it out.
Right. And the city of something. Also, please check out our new Discord server. The link is in the show notes. See you in next week. Remember to listen, rate, and share. Please tell your friends and spread the word. Also, remember to set a reminder so you'll get a notice when I post new shows. Send me any feedback, questions, or comments personally on IG, which is WHENNROME. And until next time, keep it sassy, San Francisco, which is the city of...
I couldn't find it. So tune in next week.
That's really fucking fun. It was great timing, though. The city of... I couldn't find it. And scene. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. It is I, Roman, and we are here with another special interview where you get to see my lovely black ass. And we have an amazing guest here today. Sorry, what are we? Whennrome. I always forget to do that. This is Whennrome, the podcast. Hi, hola. And I'm honored to have Erik, the only security guard. Like, if you guys have ever walked into Castro, if you've ever like dealt with security, if you've ever, you know what I mean, just like been in the Castro, having to deal with security, you've had to deal with either Erik or somebody that Erik's touched with or managed or whatever. He's been keeping us secure, you know what I mean, for how long?
As the owner, Tim, over at Bo says, I was there. They hired me in May of 2013. So before there was a Bo.
Before there was a bow, before there was, you know what I mean? There was a trigger, you know what I mean? Don't even use the other word.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Erik to the stars. Thank you, Security to the Stars. Thank you, Erik, for being here. Thank you. This should be really fun. So let's just get started. If you guys don't know, like basically Erik has just been like the only security guard forever. And I really thought it would be really cool to sit down and pick your brain and hear your story and find out so much about you. So thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you.
So let's get to it, everyone. My IG, WHENN, and welcome. So Erik, okay, so let's start with your overall career. How long have you been doing security in San Francisco?
At this point, I've been overall just in the Bay Area in general for about 35 years.
35 years?
Yeah.
That's longer than I've been alive.
Right?
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
As I've been saying recently, the melanin blessing.
Yeah, right? Okay, so so you've been doing, and like, how did you get started in security?
Well, before security, I was a local musician, played in punk rock bands and used to go to metal shows and punk rock clubs when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're definitely going to dive into the black band and the metal and the punk rock and the, you know what I mean, Satan death metal. Don't worry, that's coming up. But I just want to just going to start at the top. But yes, noted. All right, guys.
But like so many before me, I was determined to be a rock star, and I lost a lot of jobs. And finally, my mom was like, You lose one more job over a gig or rehearsals and you're done. You're out of here.
That's so cute. That's cute though. Like that's like such a cool story. You're both okay.
Right.
I gave you a chance,
Right.
baby. Okay. Shit.
So I was in this band, and our bass player, who I'd also gone to high school with, he had been doing security for Bill Graham Presents, who was the big promoter out here for a long time.
Bill Graham, like the Bill Graham Theater?
Like the Bill Graham Civic.
Oh, okay.
The Bill Graham Civic is actually named after Bill Graham, the man himself.
Oh, you've met this man?
Yes.
Sounds white.
Yeah. Yes. He has an interesting story, but I mean,
his name is Bill Graham.
His name is Bill Graham. He escaped a concentration camp, came to San Francisco, and built one of the biggest music promotion companies in the world.
He escaped this concentration camp?
He did.
Jesus, we're gonna have to put a note and talk about Bill Graham. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's cool.
So my bass player was working for them. And sure enough, I had something coming up. Bosses were done. I was fired. I went to practice. I was all stressed out. And I was like, I need to find a job. I can't tell my mom that I just got fired again.
Right.
So he was like, do you ever consider security? Now, our bass player was 6'2" and about 350, 400 at that point. He's a big boy.
Right. Linebacker.
Yeah. And he goes, you ever consider security? And I looked at him and I'm like, no.
Right. My security. Right. I consider, well, I'm safe. Yes.
So he said, no, not like what I do. He said, I work for this company, Bill Graham Presents, and security, there are different levels. So different people do different things. You won't be expected to do what I do. So I tried it.
What are the levels?
Well, essentially with security, you can have, in what we were doing there, one of the biggest differences when I started with them, because those are like stadiums and arenas, 20,000, 30,000 people events. That is mostly crowd control.
Okay.
So you do have a bunch of guys that are what you think. They're just big, they're massive, they can fight, they're adept at whatever they do. But working for that company also, because it was entertainment,
right,
we also have to have customer service skills.
Right.
So there's those big guys that can do the hands-on, and then you have people that I was only 5'8". I'm still only 5'9". So
because you generally don't change your height as you get older.
Not too much.
Okay, I'm just checking. The way you said it was I'm still only like you would expect it, like, damn, I missed out on some genetic lottery. I think we all missed out on that. We all just stay, you know what I mean? Okay, but anyway, go ahead.
So I ended up being where I started out, and as you've dealt with and everybody deals with, I ended up being more on the customer service side. I'm not big enough, and I don't necessarily, I'm not trying to fight everybody. That's just not in my makeup.
Well, you also have to have, those kind of people, you have to maintain this kind of like sense of, you know what I mean? Because you are, in order to deal with people, like drunk or high or whatever, right? So it's just kind of like I don't know if I would want to be in that mindset all the time, you know what I mean? Because that was just putting yourself in that mindset.
And I had to, and that was part of it. I had to cultivate over the years this no, really, I hate fighting. I will. I don't like it. It's not my chosen method. In fact, how I got the job in the Castro is the same way I got many jobs before. At some point, I held my hand up and I was like, you see this? And I was like, no scars on it. You know why? Because I don't believe in fighting with everybody. I would rather try to talk you down than just start grabbing people and being stupid.
Well, I was, as someone who has been feeling safe and secure, in the clubs that you've worked through, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because I've never felt, you know what I mean, like a sense of violence from you and security. And I think that's important, you know what I mean? Especially as a gay person, especially as a gay Black person. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I think it's important, like that sense of calm amongst the chaos is really what you need in both like security and cops or anyone in that situation. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. And I thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, that's what we strive for. Like, there's a way that we got to that, which if you want to touch on later, but my mantra of sorts for the last, it's 2025 now, my mantra of sorts for say the last 22 years has been whoever is working for me, we are a you get what you give operation. So people that come in and just want to have fun, that's great. Like, come in, have fun. That's why we're here. That's what we do. People that come in like, I hear there's a lot of fights here. I want to fuck some people up. Usually guys on my team are like, let's dial that back. That's you're not going to like how that ends.
Yeah, I can say that. Yeah, generally when I've dealt with the security with you, like there'll be these ones who are just a little too feisty, too gung-ho, and they don't last as long. You know what I mean? Because it's not what you're looking for.
Gotta go. I mean? I'm not trying to deal with all that.
Right.
When I bring all of you, whoever, whether it's a concert or a nightclub or I've even done like in the early days, like when the .com thing was starting out, we used to do corporate parties. Whatever it is, like I would much rather talk to you and just like, okay, now's not a good time. Come back tomorrow. We're good. That's another thing I always utilize is if I'm kicking you out, like this isn't right now, come back tomorrow.
Actually, as someone who I think you told that to, I think I've actually been on the receiving end of that speech. Like, no, baby, like, let's just go home. No, we'll see you tomorrow. I was like, oh, okay. Not me being managed.
Right.
Okay, so you were you lost your
lost my job.
You lost your job, and then
my friend got me into doing security.
Yeah.
So by the time I had to have that conversation with the parents, it was like, okay, yes, I lost my job, but I have a job already. So that kept us on.
Well, you're the black mom, so she was like, you know what I mean? It went from a she didn't snap, and she was like, oh, okay, well, I'll wait and see. Yes. But that was a win.
Absolutely. And then I liked it.
What was the first job?
I hated doing retail. I don't like office buildings. I don't like looking. Nightclubs are different because I've always said that. I hate looking at the same four walls all the time. But nightclubs are different because generally you're dealing with different people, different events, different things happen. Like different things happening is enough of a switch for me. Office work.
The verbal, there's much more visual stimuli.
Yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I mean? My God.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Especially when I walk by. Hello.
So the first thing I did was a very interesting thing I did for with Bill Graham Presents. We were doing the Rolling Stones in, I think it was 1989.
Okay.
And the company had a falling out with the Rolling Stones in 1980. So they hadn't come back to the Bay Area. Like they were like, we will never play for you again. And Bill was like, oh, but come on. And it just didn't happen. And then 9 years later,
they came back.
They mended fences.
But 9 years later, they probably forgot because they're so damn old. They're like, you know what I mean? The Alzheimer's. Oh my God, we had a few. Let's just do this again. Because in the 1990s, the Rolling Stones were still old. We're already old.
Right.
Motherfuckers gonna be touring until they die. Yep. Shit. 95.
Exactly.
Shit.
So that actually was, and even that. So growing up in the Bay Area and being a music fan, like I knew who Bill Graham was.
Right.
I had seen him on TV.
Right.
But my first day on the job, and then we had it was my first ever security meeting. And for that, there was, I believe, 500 security people.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of us to deal with the Oakland Coliseum.
Right.
So they took us all, and he was sitting in this chair, like down this driveway, but it was enclosed, so we could all hear him and all that. And the first thing was that he didn't go into it. He just said, I appreciate you all being here, and it's really important that we all try our best to get this right.
Right.
Because, and he said, again, something happened. This is their first time back with us. So there's a lot of you, and there's going to be a lot of excited people, and they're going to be under the influence of whatever. So it is most important because of the band and his history with that band that we get this right. So I was familiar enough with what had happened in the past and all that. So that just meant a lot to me.
What had happened?
I just wanted to there was something
Like, so basically, I mean, like a high level, like a fan altercation or something.
Allegedly there was something that wasn't being watched and people were coming in.
Okay.
And
Ooh, not Rolling Stones, fucking drama. Okay, so not drama older than I am because I'm younger than 35. Oh my God.
So there was whatever misunderstanding, whatever happened, it led to a big blow up. So for me, first day on the job, it was important to, it was an important thing to be a part of that. And again, to just get it right.
Well, it's also kind of cool, like to like your first day on a job, you're being brought in, and you're being told that like your performance is valuable in the sense that it could affect, something like the Rolling Stones coming back to San Francisco again.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a big thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like we fucked this up, Rolling Stones ain't gonna come back. That's pretty big. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Yeah, for those out there who don't know who the Rolling Stones are, like, I mean, that's like,
Yeah.
Doechii, you know what I mean? Couldn't come back.
Right. Yeah.
So that's cool. So okay, so that was your first, and you were just like regular security,
Just regular security.
Okay.
But I hadn't done anything like that. So like one of the things that sticks out with me, the guy that got me into it, we were working in the same section and something happened and there was like some sort of altercation. It was escalating. So I jumped up and I start running across the back of these chairs. And this big guy, I like bumped him and apparently he'd had back problems or something.
Jesus, here we go.
And, right.
Here we go.
And I bumped him and he knocked me back and I stopped what I was doing and I was trying to watch my friend to make sure that didn't turn into a fight. And he yelled at me and I just looked at him and I just laid into him. And I was like, do you see this? Because they gave us these shirts. I was like, do you see this? I'm working right now. Don't you ever fucking touch me when I'm working. I was like,
not you getting got together.
Right.
With your big back, broken back, sir.
Right. So I'm like, just yell like, don't you ever touch me. My friend is in trouble over there. I need to go and do my thing. In the back of my head, because again, this is my first, I'm 2 hours into this.
Right.
And again, I'm a little guy. At that point, I was 5'8", I weighed 140 pounds.
Right.
And at some point in the back of my head,
and you don't worry, you're still 5'8", 140 pounds. Okay,
let's go
with this filter. Insert filter now.
But at some point, my eyes took in this person that I was yelling at. And then it went through my head, if he has a moment and realizes, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something right because I have his attention and he stopped what I wanted him to stop doing. But if he decides to push back, this guy's going to fucking kill me. He was that
Huge,
much.
right.
And I just was like, just go with it.
Yeah.
And by the time I finished reading him, he was like, I'm sorry.
I'm here for it. I would have been in the back like, yes, get him together.
And I ran over there and finished helping my friend. And
I think it's good, especially because I feel like in security, like generally they don't really use the words. So you know what I mean? So then, but I mean, a lot of times it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I thought you were very honest. Like, you see what I'm trying to do, motherfucker. I'm trying to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. And at the end of the day, I'm scared you're not. Back your broke ass up. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was an amazing story. Let's take a break on that one. And we'll come back.
All right. Let's do that.
Mwah.
Mwah.
And we're back, everyone. I hope you had a good break. We're here with Erik. He was regaling us with this amazing story. You should have heard what happened during the break. But okay, so Erik, we talked a little bit about white security. Let's go back to like your years. Like where were you born? Where are you from?
I was born and raised in Berkeley, California.
Okay, so you're one of the few black people still left. They haven't, you know what I mean? My God, look at you, a unicorn, a true unicorn. Okay, so you're raised in Berkeley, California. Okay.
Yeah. And that by itself is a whole thing. My grandmother left New Iberia, Louisiana in 1950 with my mom.
Okay.
And they came to Berkeley.
Part of the Great Migration?
Right? Yes.
Come on, Great Migration.
They came to Berkeley and my grandmother was cleaning houses for a bunch of people. And one of the families that she cleaned houses for, they owned a few properties and they were moving. They were actually moving these houses to where I grew up.
Okay.
They were further into the middle of the city.
Okay.
So then we're a little on the outskirts.
You guys probably wouldn't recognize what he's talking about now, because now there's just a bunch of white people. It's called
Right.
come on, gentrification.
What was interesting is my grandmother, and and this sort of filtered into me, was this affluent white family that my grandmother was working for. And she did such a good job for them, and they just took her in, and she just became part of the family, taking care of their kids, that they sold her. The two houses they moved to are twin houses. So they sold her one of the houses. And of course, a black woman getting...
Real quick, right. you were so old that when you said they sold her, I was like, oh, what? They getting that woman? I was like, okay, he's not that old.
No.
I was like, where is this going? Oh my God. But I forgot. Okay. Woo. All right. Medgar Evers, not Harriet Tubman. Okay, so they sold her to the house.
So they sold her a house.
Okay. That's actually really cool.
Right. And that's the thing, is in 1958, they were like the powers that be had a problem with it. And essentially this family was so close to my grandmother, and she was so close to them, that they were like, we own it. We can sell it to who we want.
Look at them not letting, what are they, the Trump administration? Not letting, not even letting the shit go to a black person. They're angry, bitter.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to sell this to let me check the paperwork. Ain't that a bitch?
Right.
Oh.
So this family made the city and the state back down, sold my grandmother this house, and that's the house I grew up in.
Imagine having to make the city back down to sell a house to a black person. Jesus Christ.
But I grew up there, grew up through the 80s.
You still, is the house, your family still has a house there?
No, that's a whole
Yeah, gentrification. Yeah, right, bro. That'd be a whole nother podcast.
It was actually part of that whole 2008 thing. My mom got a subprime loan. Yeah.
Okay. So
growing up in Berkeley,
yeah.
I tell people all the time, I was actually black in the 70s and 80s. I listened to funk. I didn't,
Okay, so
that was a thing.
I was like, you see, there's a lot of things, there's interesting things coming up in this interview. Like, I knew you expected not to be 5'8" at some point in your life. Right. You expected that to change and that you were black.
5'8", I am the runt of the family.
Huh? Are you?
I am only barely 5'9". Everybody, including my younger brother,
is black.
We have different dads, not just black. They are all 6'1" and above.
Oh, really? You literally are the runt, right?
I am the runt.
All right. Okay, so
yeah.
So what was Berkeley like in the so you said 70s?
Berkeley,
was it black? Was it like predominantly neighborhood? What was it? I mean,
definitely things were more integrated.
Okay.
I didn't know until I learned from my godmother that I got tear gassed at 5, because my godmother used to go to Black Panther rallies. I had a little daishiki, and she used to take me to rallies.
Oh, not like, hey, baby, remember that time you got tear gas? Because, you didn't remember. You don't remember that? No, I don't remember Grandma getting tear gas. Maybe that's why I have this little jaundice problem. The fuck? That's cool as hell. Like, I was not you being you're
It was a good story. She said you were like 5 years old. You had your little daishiki and you were out with everybody else. Free Huey.
Oh my God. That's cool as hell.
OPD showed up and tear gassed the shit out of everybody.
Oh my God. That's a really cool story.
Yeah. So Berkeley was definitely there was a lot of hippies.
So same.
Right.
Well, now it's not really hippies there. Now it's just white people who buy crystals.
Right.
Hippies.
Right. Current events, the Republicans, the right wing, whatever, they go on and on and on about liberal California, blah, 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 blah. I do my homework. So the reason California was an open carry state for a long time. When Ronald Reagan was the governor of California, and the Black Panthers decided that they couldn't rely on the Oakland Police Department, they armed themselves and started patrolling their neighborhoods.
And that's why we're not an open carry.
Exactly. At one point, they went to the state capitol, and some squirrely Caucasian got upset. So he drafted a bill and sent it to the Capitol, and Ronald Reagan took away the right to open carry in California.
That's funny because now we tout that as like a liberal, like, oh my God, we're not like them, and the reason we're not like them is because we used to be like them.
Exactly.
Ain't that a bitch?
Exactly. Yes, we were an open carry state until black folks start open carrying,
and now
and then nope, no more of that.
That's really cool. That's powerful. It's powerful, especially because, like I said, that's such a talking point. You know what I mean? It's such a proud thing that we're not like the blue state, the red states, and blah, blah, blah. When the reason we aren't like that is because we were like them. You know what I mean? We're trying to kind of, that's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah. Another one is the homeless problem out here. That apparently was also started by Reagan. He was trying to cut the budget.
Yep.
And he decided to shut down all the mental health hospitals.
Yep.
Everybody just got kicked out on the street, and we've never recovered or fixed it.
My mom's always tell me that, like that Reagan was one of the reasons. Yeah.
So yeah, they, modern politics, they talk all that shit. It's but they also talk about like how great Reagan was. Like, newsflash.
Oh my God.
Newsflash, your guy started all the shit.
Oh my God. The best thing about Reagan was the fact that his wife was apparently good at bed, good at head, giving head. Right. That's the best thing about Reagan. Fuck him. So you grew up in Berkeley. How did you get into like heavy metal?
So that's what I was getting to.
So you are a metalhead. Yes.
Some people say there's always a girl. And in this case, it was this girl, I'll just leave it at Justine. And I was just in love with her. And I was going through that, like, how do I get her attention? And she really liked this punk rock band, the Ramones. They're from New York City. And at the time, yes.
The Ramones.
And at the time, there was a movie out that they were in called Rock and Roll High School. So I was trying to get closer to the girl, so I bought this Ramones album that's in the movie, and I went to the movie, and I liked the movie so much, I saw it a couple of times, and then I didn't really worry about the girl anymore. I was
you were like Justine, right? Girl, you know what I mean? Ooh.
And then also just my friends in school. So that was the like punk side of it, and then the other side of it was AC/DC. I think the album right before their original singer Bon Scott died, and there was this song playing called "Shoot to Thrill."
Okay, which
actually, you know what? If you've ever seen, I think it's the first Iron Man movie, or no, it's the second Iron Man movie when he jumps out of the plane. That's the song "Shoot to Thrill" when he's like, and he like lands in front of everybody. And blah, blah, blah. So that's the song that got me into like metal. Was I heard that in the park and was just like,
you're such a fucking nerd. Not you tying into the sequence in Iron Man 2. I was like, oh, I love this. So fucking cute.
No. We had a little over at Bo. There's a little enclave of nerds. Like,
enclave. Everyone at Bo is a nerd. What are you talking about? Half of motherfuckers can't even speak to outside of like whatever, just look fine and slang drinks, and then, you know what I mean, and then go home and just like, you know what I mean, do nerd shit. You know what I mean? Everyone at Bo's a nerd, including me. There you go.
So it was that song and trying to hook up with the girl and getting exposed to punk. And I just...
What was it like being like, were there a lot of other black men doing punk at the time?
No. Like another way that I used to explain it when I was younger is like punk and metal, like that was I went into my rebellious youth stage and just liked it there and felt no reason to come
That's kind of funny. You walked in like That's cool. That's cool.
So that was, and then one of my cousins that was one of my cousins that babysat us all the time. He had a drum set, but he played for the church.
Okay.
And that was also one of those things. So
You know, another fuck you, right? Yeah.
there was one of those things. He would never let us touch his drums. And eventually I got really upset about that. I got bitter about that. And so when the time came, first I got into the heavy music, but then I was always just obsessed with playing drums and learning to play drums.
Right.
And fuck that guy.
Right. I'm gonna play what you consider Satan music. Right. Come on, drumline.
Yes.
Okay, so then you started playing drums. And then what other instruments do you play? You play just the drums?
Well,
not the drums are not enough. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, I started out mostly playing drums because of that.
Okay.
But
sorry to interrupt. Was that considered like rebellious? Like were your parents like, okay, brother, you want to do
you know what? My mom. Another thing, whatever else like happened, like me and my mom sort of bumped heads a lot. But she was a single mom in Berkeley. Like, you know, I had 3 rules growing up. Those rules, and I, again, never forgot them. She didn't elaborate anything more. She said, don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt anybody else. If you go to jail, you're on your own.
That's literally what my mom told me.
That was it.
That was it. Black. My mom said the same fucking thing.
Anything that I did in the world, like as long as it fit into those things.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, I don't like being confined. Again, like I said, I don't like retail jobs. I don't like office buildings. I don't like small spaces. So like I never got into trouble like most of my friends because unless you could assure me that there was an 85-90% chance that I was going to come out on top, I wasn't interested.
Right.
I'm not trying to get locked up for nobody.
Right. Because your mom was like, right, this is not going to be precious when your mom with you and shit. My mom was like,
right.
Good luck. She would send me postcards when she on vacation. Sorry, you couldn't make it. But you made a choice.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be my mom.
Oh, that was fully my mom. I'm like, oh, wow.
Right. She couldn't. Never mind. Let's not. May she rest in peace. Okay, this is really good. Let's take a break, and then when we come back. Actually, no, it's not even a break. This is the end of our first half. This is actually really, really good. When we come back, we're going to delve into how Erik got into security, what's the difference between gay and straight security, and then some funny stories that he has. He's definitely seen me being carried out too high from the club. So you know what I mean? At least twice. That I remember, bitch, right? But yes, we love you. My IG is WHENNROME. Thank you, Erik. Thank you again. That includes this first half, and we will see you later. Remember to keep it sassy, San Francisco. Bye-bye. Mwah. Figaro, 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 Figaro. I don't know opera, but if I did, this would be an operatic thing. Are you hearing me? Or should I be louder? Figaro, Figaro. Bye, everyone. Ciao, 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 ciao.